Hello everyone, this is Hugo from Ichiban Painting, and today it's going to be an episode of What's in the Box. This is a fucking huge box. This is a Reaver Titan. Basically, this box weighs, when you get it, 5.5 kilograms. After cleaning though, it weighs 4 kilograms. So the actual Titan weighs 4 kilograms, but there's 1.5 kilo of fucking resin extra. So, what'd you get when you open the box? You get, I don't know, this is probably new, but you get a horse heresy pin. Should put it on eBay and sell it for like $50. I'm pretty sure somebody would fucking buy it. No, my clients want it. So you get the instruction as always. The Forge World instruction are not super detailed, but still you get the instruction leaflet. You get a super bill. Okay, this is an expensive bill. If you're thinking about buying one, it's 571 pounds. And you get a do not fold envelope, which contains your super certificate of authenticity, or I should say it's not really a certificate of authenticity because anybody can fake that, but it's just a certificate saying that your Reaver Titan is ready for action, which is a big fucking lie because it's not ready for action. You have to fucking build the thing. And this is number 1272, so there's only 1272 in the world. That's not that much. Okay, so bear in mind I cleaned all the parts before doing this video because I didn't want to show you a crappy video where I just open the box and be like, hey, this is what you get, and you cannot actually see what's inside. So basically you get one bag, which is the body, the main body itself. We're gonna go into detail of each bag after. My client wanted the Gatling blaster and the laser blaster or super laser cannon. I don't know what's the name. So this is the Gatling blaster. You get one bag which has the Carapace and the armor plating in it. So you get basically 6 bags. You have the bag with the how do they call it? The Reaver Titan Apocalypse Laser Buster Blaster or something like that. This one. And after that you get the Apocalypse Reaver Missile Launcher. You get the leg assembly, which is the biggest bag of them all, with the most parts. And the last one, you get the bag with all the detail and the small parts, the head, and that's pretty much it on this bag. This bag looked full when I actually got it, but after cleaning there's pretty much nothing in this bag. So let's go and see in detail what you get when you buy this kit. Okay, so leg assembly. Basically in the leg assembly, this is like one side of the leg. The pistons are not there, but basically you get a shin, and then after that you get the upper thigh, which comes in 2 parts like this and goes on top here. You get the leg protector or the shin protector that are gonna go like this. You get the foot itself, and then you get a bunch of toes. No, this is not the toe actually. This is the protector of the pistons for the leg assembly, and this is one of the toe that you get here. A beautiful detail on the pieces. You have embedded Aquila. You got nice detail under that nobody's gonna never see because it's gonna be standing on it. The detailing on the shin itself is pretty bang on. And after, you know, because I spent a couple of hours cleaning this kit, there's not a lot of miscast or mislined casting. I guess I was pretty lucky, and this is fresh mold. But the shin guards are really wonderful, really beautiful pieces. You get the hip joint. So basically the way it works is that you have your hip joint like this that goes into the ball bearing here, and this actually attached to the hip itself. So it does move a little bit, and you have a lot of movement, which means that it's totally possible. If you would want, and they made this part in 2 parts because if you would want to have the Titan actually stepping on something, you could actually cut these ones because they look like to be like some sort of pistons. No, I guess not. You could not cut, but you could still cut them. But anyway, a little defect here, but it's really minimal for the amount of resin that there is on this kit. As you can see, the parts are pretty bang on. So yeah, I'm sorry about the phone. I have to put it on manner mode. But basically this is what you get, but you still, you know, as you can see, there's still a shit ton of parts. The knee guards are beautiful. The knee guards are like this. Again, their system on the way they works and they clip on the knees are really nice. Still, again, fully adjustable and pausable. and the way it's made is going to create a really nice bond when you glue it. Of course, it's not super glued in. This will be a JB welded in just to make sure that we're going to get the total strength. And let me grab the other knee guard just so you can see it, which has more detail in it. Here you go. So beautiful knee guard. Let's move on into the upper body assembly. Okay, here we have the upper body assembly. Basically, you have the main body here. Here is the part where you attach the head to it. Beautiful detail for the inside of this model. Actually, it goes like this. These are where the servo weapons guys are gonna be, and actually this is one of them. So the servo guys are actually I don't know if this one is on the good side, but actually they're gonna be, I think actually I put it upside down. Here you go. So this guy is going to be like this inside. Beautifully detailed. Really, it's going to be really easy to paint and really accessible. No, I think it was alright on this side. Anyway, it's going to be really easy to paint because you can still paint them separately. And this part goes in the inside. After, I don't know what side it goes on. I didn't really check my instruction yet. I think I don't know. Yeah, it goes like this. So basically, it goes in the inside like so, which means that even if the whole body is assembled, you could still paint those separately, and after that dump them in, which was going to give you more room to make detail, because there's no way you can go do all the detailing with your brush when you have those walls, and when the other structures are going to go around it, it's going to be a pain in the butt. So having it separately, it's really wonderful. One thing I'm not, yeah, I like it, but I don't like it. This part here is actually slides in. So you have to line it up like this, and then, oh sorry, it slides in like this. I know that there's the carapace that go here and here, so pretty much gonna cover these seams, but to this system of sliding it in, when there's gonna be primer and everything on it, if you want to keep this part separately to be able to access all those detail, and after that snug it in, is gonna be a little bit more difficult. And at the same time, if you're, oh sorry, again I smacked the camera, and if you are gonna build it like this, and then after that all do the putty work for the seams, then it's gonna be really hard to go access all those nice detail inside here. So I don't know how this is gonna go, but again, this really fits well together. As you can see, you know, it's snug and tight, really nice. It's a really heavy piece, and then after that, underneath this, you have this part here, which goes like so. And again, you have here a little bit of a gap, but I guess, you know, it's still for the quality of the pieces and the detailing, as you can see, which is pretty remarkable. I know that here is a little bit rough, but like I said, I think the armor plating goes on top of it, so you're actually not going to see these areas. It's pretty bang on. So this is the system where the Titan is going to actually be sitting on the legs, and it has another part here which gives you the ability to be able to level the body depending on how your legs are gonna be paused. And this here is really easy to be able for you to put a magnet here in the other section that goes into it. And after that, you have the pelvic guard. This one is the back one, and this one is the front pelvic guard, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and it goes like so. Here you go. So basically the pelvic guard, again, beautifully detailed, no problem whatsoever there. Really pleased with the model and the mold itself. I guess it's what you should expect for, you know, a 571 pound model, but with Forge Well you never know. These are the thing that goes on top here. Again, a little bit of an issue for this part, because the way they did the mold and where the extra resin was made it really hard to cut them really straight. They should have done it here so it's a flat part and it's really easy to cut instead of doing it in the angle. But still, when you look at the fit, it's pretty good. Still gonna have to do a little bit of figgling and make sure it fits alright, but dry fitting wise it looks okay. So these are where the weapons arms are gonna be. So this is the main body assembly. There's a couple of extra part in the back, but it's mostly the interior detail. So I'll grab a couple and one just to show you. So you have the cabling and some of the keyboards and screens and everything. So this is the interior for this part. Let's move on to the carapace. Okay, so this is the Carapace bag. Extremely stunning detail. I mean, when you look at the detail on the top of the Carapace, is so nice. No defect whatsoever. It's pretty much fucking perfect. I'm so pleased with it. And inside you have another servitor that's here, all nicked up and sucked in. Almost looks chaosy. So this is the Carapace system. I checked a little bit the fitting, but I'm not quite sure. Again, this is an unboxing, you know, I just opened it, but I think here is gonna have to have a couple of modifications just to make it that the Carapace just drops in with magnet, but we'll have to check on that. This is the under Carapace, so if I'm not mistaken, this one goes around here or so from the inside. And if I'm not mistaken, again, I'm not sure, I didn't quite check, but this is the under belly Carapace that goes under the thing, but I'm not 100% sure. Here are the shoulder Carapace for the top of the shoulder, and this is the back of the body itself, which are two huge chunks. With many parts in this kit, you could actually kill somebody. This is so heavy that if I would smack somebody in the head with it, I probably would hurt him a lot or probably kill him. So you have this, the void shields go here. Void shields are really beautifully detailed. Again, no problem with void shields or miscast or anything, and they just dump in here. So pretty much with a 6 mil magnet, or 3 mil might be a little bit too small, but a 6 mil I think, or a 6 mil here and a 3mm magnet here would just fit perfectly. Other magnets that you're gonna be needing, I forgot that, is that if you're thinking about doing this kit, you're gonna need a 20mm magnet for the body, and for the weapons are 10mm if I'm not mistaken. So, but I'm gonna have a series where I'm gonna be looking at the building the Titan itself, so you're going to be able to watch it. Let's move on onto the head and the detail inside. Okay, so here's the head assembly and every parts of detailing parts. The head is wonderful. I mean, this is fucking insanely nice. You know, you've seen it in a picture, but when you see it in real life, all the detail that there is here, it's truly stunning. A little bit of a misaligned cast here, and it's gonna be a pain because it's so close to the rivets. Might have to actually shave the rivets and redo the rivets here to make it look pretty perfect. But overall, it's a really nice system. I'm gonna be able to really either use a dowel here to put it on the body, or a magnet here. I'm gonna have to see, like, weight wise what it looks like, but really beautiful detail. Then after that you have the head itself that doesn't have detail inside for say, but the outside looks pretty stunning, and the fit, when they fit together, they fit pretty well together. And look at this, when you're looking at the eyes, it's so fucking nice. Couple of miscast, but it's not miscast, but misaligned cast. But still, it's not. It's on an area where it's going to be really easy to clean. So I don't mind having to work, but at least as long as it's, you know, in good areas. Here, a little Aquila detail that is actually faded out a little bit here. So I don't know what's up with that. But overall, this is the back piece that the two piece that you saw in the previous segment go and connect on the main body itself. And there's a little escape hatch or something, but it's kind of weird because maybe it's not escape, it's to access the engine, I don't know. Now this is going to where I fucking am disappointed, and it's just for a small thing. You get a bunch of details like this, which are purity seals and scrolls and insignia, and another bunch of purity seals and purity seal and another insignia. Seriously, come on, Forge World, are you stupid or what? You know, they do that, and not only for the Titan, but they also do that for their detail for specific chapters. These things are such a pain in the ass to clearing out. You know, if this layer here is pretty thin, you could actually pry it and it's gonna be there, but as you can see, this one is pretty thick. It's still gonna be hard to go in with a knife and clean all that out. It's like, come on, why don't you cast those fuckers in plastic? It's not a lot of detail, you know. you know, Games Workshop does it for their plastic model. Why don't you cast those in fucking plastic, you know, to make it easier for us to freaking do it? Another thing that I was really disappointed is when you go into the little detail, there's a shit ton of, I put them myself in this bag, but actually, as you can see, there's a shit ton of like really small parts. I'll open it and try to find the tech guy, the tech priest hen. Look at the tech priest hen. Look how small this is. Okay, my camera cannot almost not even fucking focus on it. This thing was just loose with flash. If I didn't have checked like really well, I would have never found his hand. There's a bunch of like really crazy small detail and really fragile detail, like the arm. Look at this arm, it's so not thin. It's actually the freaking flash on this thing is the same width as this thing, so that tells you how much figgly this is, and it was just loose in the middle of the fucking thing. So what's up with that, Forge World? Come on, man. I mean, this is shit. This, I don't know what part it is, but it looks like, you know, some kind of rivets with clamps, or maybe like the steps or whatever. But as you can see, it's a full part with plates, right? Look here, they're all broken. 1, 2, 3, you know, 2, yes, 5 out of 6 are fucking broken. They came like that. I don't know what kind of detailing it is for. I have to check the instruction, but they're all broken. So if it's an important part of the model, I'll have to check. I don't think it's an important part, but if it's an important part, I'll have to call fucking Forge World to get that. I didn't even check the instruction if all the parts are here. I do hope they are all here, especially in the leg assembly, because there's so many parts. But you know, that's, you paid $571. You expect that everything's gonna be bang on, you know. All those little small pieces, why the fuck do you don't put it in a fucking like small bag like I did here? It's not that you don't have it. This is a fucking Forge World bag. Come on. Sorry for the rant, but you know, this is an unboxing video, so you want to know what I think. I was really disappointed for that. Moving on, the pilots are really beautiful. You know, really beautifully detailed. For that, there's no problems. The Princeps is beautiful in his chair. Wonderful detailing on him, no problem there. The Tech Priest is superb, really nice. So for everything is nice, you know, like it just comes down to the little details that I just talked about that are a little bit fucked up. But you know, it disappointed me a lot, because when you think about it, when you pay that much for a kit, it's not, you know, for smaller kits, I understand that you can make, you know, things like that, but for a kit that has so much parts, so many parts, and so, you know, in so big bags, you could actually take the freaking decency of putting them in a small bag inside the big bag, so that, you know, you don't lose parts or anything. Let's move on into the weapons. Here is the blaster Gatling gun. Is this it? Yeah. Reaver Titan Gatling blaster. This is a huge chunk of resin, man. This is another piece that could kill somebody really easily. Beautiful detail. The Aquila that is embedded in here is beautiful. Really nice casting. There's almost no mold line whatsoever except here. The cast was really lined up pretty bang on. This is where I told you guys that you would need 10mm. If you want to magnetize this here, you need a 10mm magnet. Although looking at it, I think a 20mm would fit in. I have to confirm that, but anyway, that's gonna be in the build video. But this is still pretty heavy, so we're gonna have to check the pull on the magnets itself. This is the arm where it connects, and then after that goes in the ball joint of the shoulder mount, and then you have all the barrels that are pretty nice because they're all notched up together. I don't know if you can clearly see it, they're notched up, so when you assemble it, it's a no-brainer. They all fit together pretty snugly, and after that they fit in this big rolling thing here, and from the looks of it, I did a little dry fitting before shooting the video. I think it's gonna be pretty easy to put together, and this little thing here goes here, and that's pretty much, that's it. So no brainer here, not a lot. There's a couple of other detailing parts, but that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna cut the video here because the weapons are not that hard to take out. Apocalypse missile launcher, yet again another fucking solid piece of resin that you could kill somebody with it. Beautiful details, extremely nice. A little bit rough here in the back where you had to cut it, but still beautiful. A really nice thing that I do enjoy is that all the missiles are independent, which means that you could decide to have not all of them to simulate firing. If I want to push it to the crazy extreme, I could actually magnetize them, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. But you can paint them separately, which makes it looks a little bit nicer. The other parts that you have is the exhaust for the missile launcher that goes here like so, and you have the fitting point, which is this, which fits on a swivel like this. You cannot magnetize this part and make it still move, because it would be really hard to magnetize it. So you're gonna have to choose the angle that you want it on the Titan, and then after that, but the dowel system here fits in the Carapace, and with the weight and everything, you don't need magnets there. So this is the Apocalypse missile launcher. And the last weapon that my client ordered for this one is the turbo laser, or is it a turbo laser? Anyway, it's the laser can. Laser can comes with 3 barrels, and as you can see, it has a little bit more parts to it. It has the main body where all the laser can do connect into it with just a little dowel. They're going to be pretty easy to line up because here you have detailing, and here you have those things, so they're really easy to figure out where you're gonna have to put them. They don't fit snug in there, so you're still gonna have to hold them when you put them in place, but still they're pretty good. And this is the part that goes in the back like so, which is like the power generator, and then on top of that you have a cover here, which is a little bit warped, which will require a little bit of work, but the cover. But again, you know, the important thing is that the flat areas are flat and smooth, and everything is flat and smooth. So basically, this is the Reaver Titan in all of its glory as an unboxing. Should you buy this kit? Hell fucking yes, just for the coolness factor, because it's such an awesome kit. I mean, the quality of the build is awesome. It's really nice. Is it worth it? Like price wise, it's hard. You still get 5 kilos of resin, but is it worth, you know, is 5 kilo worth 571 pounds? I don't know. But it's gonna be a blast to build. Overall, everything looks pretty straightforward. It's still gonna be a long process when you're talking about the magnetization and the pinning and everything. But leg wise and everything, if you're using JB Weld, and if you don't know what JB Weld is, I'm gonna show it to you right now. I know it's an unboxing video, but you know, since we're talking about this bad boy, this is one unopened pack of JB Weld. I have another one here. This stuff is actually what they call actually cold weld. It's epoxy. It's steel reinforced epoxy. This shit, they use it. Okay, what they did is they cut an engine block in half. They used that stuff to glue it back on, and the car was working still. This stuff is bang on. You can get it pretty cheap. You can buy it on eBay or your automotive part store. So if you're using that stuff, especially on the Reaver Titan, the leg assembly doesn't need to be pinned. It's not a Figley model. The legs are really big. They're, you know, they're that size here. So if you JB weld them in place, it's going to be a cold weld. It's going to be like if it was molded in one piece. This never going to move. This thing is not going to break. If it breaks, the resin is going to break before the bond or the articulation that you had glued in will break. So it's pretty straightforward. If you have that thing here, you're not gonna have to pin a whole lot of stuff. The only thing you're gonna have to do is do the holes and put your magnet and magnetize the place or the weapons and the things that you want magnetized on your model. But the building of it, it's not gonna be that hard. The legs look complicated because they have so much part, but overall it's just because of the piston that you have to cut to length once you decide the position that you want. But it's not something that is that bad. So anyway, that was my thought on the kit and my review or overview of the Forge World Reaver Titan. So basically this is going to be an ongoing series. I'm going to start the series soon as to the building. So the first episode of this new series is going to be prepping. I already started filming when I clean everything here, and then the next step will be actually washing the whole thing. So this bad boy is going to go take a big bath, and then I'm going to do the whole building from A to Z. I'm going to show you how I build this model, and then after that how I will paint it. So I hope, sorry it's a long video. This is a huge ass kit. This was Hugo from Ichiban Painting, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Let's Build a Titan, or another video if you're watching another thing. Cheers guys.